This video is brought to you by TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a toolkit for all YouTubers alike, with advanced metrics and functionality within YouTube itself, including things like bulk syndication and other bulk updating tools. TubeBuddy is the best video manager for you. Want to try it yourself? Click the link down below to get a free trial. Also consider signing up for Talency with TubeBuddy Pro included.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Matt here from the Toasty Bros, and I am back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about this new PC I put together. Let me introduce to you a $400 used parts gaming PC build featuring the Cooler Master Mastercase Q300P. Let's get right into it, shall we? Now, special thanks to Cooler Master for providing this case for this build. I will be talking about it later on in this video. Let's just go into the specs real quick of this system. This is a used parts build for a friend of a friend who is just getting into PC gaming and wanted something that could play most titles at 1080p, and I think I did a really good job at achieving that at a very affordable price. Now, in no way is this build easily replicable because a lot of the parts in this build were actually given to me for free from the person who I'm helping out, because he had them lying around in an older system and was easily able to throw into a PC like this and make a really awesome budget build. This is more of a proof of concept. If you do look around and search for your parts, you could find a deal like this at some point in time or get lucky, but most likely do not try to replicate this build because pricing will not match up super easily. Now for the specs of this system. This system rocks an i7-2600, 8GB of DDR3 Ram at 1600 MHz, and an Asus LGA 1155 motherboard. The motherboard that we chose is micro ATX, which works perfectly because this case right here is a micro ATX case. More on that later. I also went with a 500 watt EVGA power supply and a 1TB hard drive from Western Digital, rounding out this build, making it roughly $400 in current value. Now, if you want to see me putting this system together, be sure to click the eye in the top right corner because I did a live stream of me building this exact system, and you can see exactly how I went about doing it. But let's talk about this case real quick. The Masterbox Q300P from Cooler Master is a micro ATX case, and it is very portable. I'm really a big fan of this thing. The handles on the case are very solid, very rigid, and they have really nice rubber grips on them. The feet are on the top and the bottom, so in theory you could hold your PC really any way you want. One thing about this case that I'm not a big fan of is the acrylic side panels all the way around the case. This whole thing is acrylic, which is kind of a bummer, but it is a good cost saving option, keeping this case within a good budget. This case does come with two RGB fans on board with an RGB header. Sadly, this motherboard doesn't have an RGB header, so I'm running on a static red profile because, well, red PC cases for the win, and I really do like the way this case lays out. One big con that I do have with this case, however, is the fact that these acrylic panels are prone to being super staticky. While this isn't something that's uncommon with acrylic PC cases, it is still a bummer because the majority of this case is acrylic, and you're going to see a lot of dust on it if you do leave it out in the open and try to admire it. But regardless, the fact that it is micro ATX and has a very portable design to it where you can basically just tug it around and take it wherever you go, it does make a really awesome case. Now, as I mentioned, the specs are an i7-2600 and a GTX 970. There is a slight story behind this product selection, so let's talk about that. Firstly, the graphics card and RAM were given to me for free from the friend who is giving his friend the PC build, that being the GTX 970 and the 16GB of DDR3 Ram. We were only able to use 8GB of the DDR3 Ram in this build because the motherboard that I have only has 2 RAM slots. But this build is for somebody who's getting into PC gaming for the very first time, and really 8GB is still plenty for most modern titles at 1080p, and this system is not going to be going anywhere near the 8GB threshold. Now, that GTX 970 worked out perfectly. It was in the system of my friend who is building the system for his friend and wanted to send it over, basically said just consider it into the budget and we can make something really awesome for him. So I decided to think, why not get an i7-2600 and put together a system that performs very well on a very affordable budget. I was able to get the CPU and motherboard for roughly around $200, which is still a great value for a 4-core 8-thread CPU. Regardless of the i7-2600 being an older CPU, it still does great in gaming. But I am very happy with the choices I made with this system, and really, I think it's just time for you to see for yourself exactly how this performs. So sit back, relax, and enjoy those benchmarks. So as you can tell, this PC pretty much kills all the modern titles out there at 1080p, medium to high settings. There are really no issues with most titles like Doom, PUBG, and Fortnite. I'm very impressed with what this 970 and 2600 combo can do. While the 970 right now with the GPU mining shortage is a card that's very hard to get and or at a very increased price tag, it still does a great job playing titles nowadays. But regardless, I am very happy with this build, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below and comment 970 in the comment section down below if you made it this far. Also consider joining our Discord community and also subscribing for more content from the Toasty Bros if you aren't already. Hope to see you on the next video, guys. Peace out.